Hello, welcome to Daily Wellbeing with Gemma. Today I want to show you a model that I use all the time when I'm talking about learning, when I'm talking about people developing skills and how to coach them. It's also really good when you're looking at goal setting and even looking at self-compassion. So it's a really simple model about the 4 stages of learning any skill. I'm going to give you the scientific words, but I'll talk about them as we go. So we start with unconscious incompetence. Unconscious meaning we're not aware of it, and incompetence, we don't know how to do something. So this means we don't know we can't do it. And there's loads of things that we don't know we can't do, especially when we're younger. A baby doesn't know that it can't drive a car, doesn't know what cars are yet. And so we're probably quite happy at this stage, but it could cause a problem to others if they need us to know something. When we don't know, we can be a little bit dangerous. We can get ourselves into trouble by just assuming things will be okay, walking into something blindly. Obviously, it depends what the skill or knowledge is. So, something perhaps raises our awareness, makes us know that this now is a thing, and so we become conscious that we are incompetent. We now know that we can't do that thing. And this can be challenging for a lot of people. This is where self-compassion is needed quite a lot. Sometimes people beat themselves up here, especially if they feel like their peers can do something and they can't. But it's just a normal part of the process. If you are feeling a bit down at this stage, remind yourself you're only halfway up. There's still 2 more stages to go. It's perfectly normal. So, we know we can't do something, so we decide to learn. Maybe somebody's teaching us, maybe we're getting some coaching. And now we've got conscious competence. So I'm aware that I can do it. Not just being aware though, this conscious is also about the amount of mental effort that it takes. So we can do that thing, but we have to really concentrate on it. And so that can be really tiring for a lot of people. At the moment, we've all had to adjust our way of working. We're in lockdown, some people are working from home, people are learning to use online tools, and they may be able to do it, they're competent, but it takes effort because it's still a newly learned skill. And so you might find that you're more drained or that you've got less patience at this stage. Again, perfectly normal reactions. And if you find yourself beating yourself up that, I used to be so much more productive before. Well, maybe before you were here, but now you've moved down and that makes it harder. Over time, if you practice, you reach the last stage. So we're still competent, we can still do the thing, but now it's unconscious. Now, it's slightly different to down here. This meant that we didn't know. Here, it's unconscious. We know we can do that thing, but we're not even thinking about it. We don't have to concentrate. It's a little bit more automatic. It just happens because we're so well practiced. So we have this all the time. We don't think about walking, we just do it. We learned that such a long time ago that we don't have to tell our legs what to do. And there might be things like locking the car or your nighttime routine where there's so little mental effort because you've got that routine and rhythm that it just happens. Just because you reach the top doesn't mean you stay there. As I mentioned, we've all learned to work in a particular way, but the pandemic maybe brings us down to here, or even here, depending on if our roles change significantly to something that we no longer know how to do. And so if you move down the ladder, that can be really stressful. And this can be a time when people are really hard on themselves. And you have to, again, just keep reminding yourself this is normal and I can work my way up by learning, by practicing. So it's a really simple model. I'd go into more detail if I was doing this for goal setting or coaching. But just as a brief model, hopefully you get the sense that learning takes time and you need to give yourself permission to use that time and to look after your emotions while you're doing it. So build in some of the other well-being tools as you're working your way up, because this doesn't happen in a day. Hope that's interesting for you, and I will see you next time. Bye.